Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel, brought to you by Audible Interlude, a G.I. Joe podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts every single Friday. Today we are taking a look at the second release of Snake Eyes and Timber from the G.I. Joe Classified series. This is windowless packaging. This is the first windowless packaging G.I. Joe product I've gotten. Yeah, this is the first one. And this is a little different because I believe it's a fan channel exclusive. I don't think this thing is showing up in stores. So it's not like it's a regular retail figure that you're going to see sitting on the shelf like this. I don't think. So it being in the box is different, but the box art is gorgeous. You guys, if you've watched my reviews, you know I really probably don't have a problem with windowless packaging. There are potential issues with it for sure, but I am not against the concept on principle because I open everything. And if it has nice appealing art like this on it, because it's, it has the shot of the product, which is fine, but I like having the artistic interpretation on the front. I got mine from Amazon, and I had pre-ordered it just because I knew I wanted this white timber. Like, this was actually the main selling point for me. So I pre-ordered it when it first went up, thinking, well, if I decide against it, I'll cancel it. It's fine. Who cares? And it happened to go down to like $34.99 during the pre-order period. So since I had it in, I got it for that price, and it's a steal for that. And this is not Alpha Commandos, this is just Snake Eyes and Timber. On the back of the box, I actually like you've got the 6.3 inches, you've got the actual measurement there of how tall the figure is. Timber, 3 inches, pretty cool. I like the way that they've kind of laid out everything that comes in the box. It's pretty cool, and I gotta say, I kind of prefer this to the art that's on the back of the other ones. This just looks cool to me. A cross-sell would be nice, but who knows what waves are, what means anything to Hasbro as far as classified goes, so cross-sell really wouldn't work. Side of the box, of course, you get the wraparound image, and then on the other side, you still have those, the skill set icons. Snake Eyes is into, well, maybe this is Timber, who knows? Maybe Timber is into skulls. Snake Eyes enjoys swords. Timber can't see. And Snake Eyes likes throwing stars. Really unusual revelation about Timber there. And of course, that's all nonsense. You can go to gijoe.com to see what those icons actually mean. So let's open this box up. Now, this is an interesting thing. I have kept all of my classified series packaging because as much as I'm not a packaging guy, I have loved the packaging so far in the classified series. But this box is not as, like, it looks great. There you go. There are your figures, and then there is your locker with all of the accessories, and that's everything. This is not quite as cool looking as the window boxes that we've had previously, so I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one or not. It's also, no, it's about as sturdy. Cardboard's about the same quality. Okay, let's set our accessories. This is pretty cool. I like this. This is a nice bit of interior presentation. Number 52, number 52 in the classified series. Well, let me not wobble my camera all over the place. I'm not trying to make anybody throw up, at least not with bad camera work. Let's set that to the side and take a look at our figures. I love this. I absolutely hate the plastic trays. I hate them. So this is, to me, one of the greatest things that's happened since I've been collecting action figures. And we've got this. Let's see how easy these are to just untie, as opposed to cutting through them like I normally do. Not a big deal. Well, okay. Yeah, it's still easier to just cut through them. But they're not bad. I prefer these to the plastic tab things. Ooh, that one's got a couple of... Oh, they went a little nuts with this one, didn't they? think about planning just the packaging of this, like how to keep everything like, oh, we're gonna have 3 pieces of twine or whatever this paper rope stuff is, and we're gonna use those to keep the figures in place. How are we gonna wrap them in there? All right, we're gonna set timber to the side for right now and take a look at number 52 Snake Eyes. This is, I believe, just, you know what? This actually might be a repaint of 00 Snake Eyes. It's meant to evoke what, the Renegades Snake Eyes, I think. And it looks cool. Lots of loose kibble here. I was told that kibble is the correct word for the extraneous pieces that are on an action figure. I feel like those need to slide up over the bicep a little bit so they won't be sliding down the arm. These are separate little pieces. All of this business is separate stuff. Interesting painted. Let's try to get a look at exactly what is different colors and what is not. So we've got a gray here and a black here. So we do have like a two-tone suit type thing going on. So this portion is all gray, and then you have black kind of armor here. They've got the gray here. The black is on the shoulder. It's almost a little difficult to discern in person, so I'm kind of wondering if you guys can even tell in the video. But there is gray, and then the I guess sort of armored plating is black. Very cool design. The neck is also gray, and it even looks like the mouthpiece here is a different color from the helmet. So lots of interesting color gradation going on with this figure that I didn't know was going to be in there. It's an interesting looking Snake Eyes. And then, of course, the pants, they have the green with the black. Well, that's not even black, though. That's like a darker green or a gray, maybe. It might be... Is it intended to be the same gray as up here? I don't think so. Really, lots of cool colors on this one. This is a more toyetic Snake Eyes than we've gotten thus far, because there's a lot more interesting stuff to look at on the figure and in the way that it's done. I like this Snake Eyes a lot. It's not what I would use as a default Snake Eyes, but it is a good figure. And not loving these loose pieces here. I'll do something with those later. I'll either shove them up over his biceps or move them around later when I'm not making a video. Articulation-wise, these are the best articulated mass retail figures on the market, in my personal opinion. Everything moves nicely. I am not at all concerned about any of these joints having problems. He's got the drop-down hips that allow for a little wider. You can see the leg posing. You can get quite a bit more range than you can on like a Marvel Legends or a Star Wars Black Series. Lots of detail on those boots. The knee pads look good. They do a good job of concealing that knee articulation. Everything is a little loose feeling. That elbow, I mean, you can see that's pretty gummy plastic. The forearm and the bicep feel good, but this piece right here, the hinge piece, I guess, is pretty gummy. I'm not loving that. And he does feel, he's not loose, but there's just something a little, I hate to say he feels cheap, because he really doesn't. But just the way there's just something sort of overall gummy about the figure. So this is the point where we say, okay, well, how does that compare to Snake Eyes 00, who does not feel that way? He does not feel gummy. He feels like a different plastic. So let's do a little side-by-side comparison here. Very similar figures. Matter of fact, oh, look at that. 00 has different boots. So they've got, I guess he has breakers. The new Snake Eyes has breakers boots, I believe. But the pants are the same. Everything else is the same. Look at that little detail there that I didn't even notice. There's a little damage on his forearm guard right there. That's pretty cool. That's a nice touch. So these are the same figure except for the boots. Our new one here, our number 52, has just sort of regular combat boots without shin guards or anything else. Yep, that's the same mask. So there you go, a little side-by-side comparison. You can see this one is, colors are a little different, a little, I don't want to say brighter, but more noticeably not black, I guess would be a way to say it. And also, 00, his plating on his bodysuit is glossier, like a lot glossier than what we're looking at on the newer one. So let's now compare two that I think are going to be very different, and that is the original Alpha Commandos Snake Eyes with this one. And these are, aside from, well, even the pants are different. Yeah, he's got different pants. He's got different knee pads. I'm sorry, I'm not going to bother taking him out of this pose because he's perfect on the shelf. This is that. That's the pose I've got on the shelf, and it's great. And it took me a minute to get him exactly the right spot. So I'm not going to unpose these guys because I think you can see well enough that the new 2-pack Snake Eyes is significantly different from the Alpha Commandos Snake Eyes, because this one is a commando. All right, so I'm going to set him to the side, and I guess now we've taken a good look at this guy, who is basically just a repaint of the 00. And take a look at Timber, a repaint of, I think, the greatest animal action figure ever made. And this one is all white, which a little more accurately represents what we saw in the... Man, that face just gets me. Look at that. Wow. This is such a good figure. If you don't have a Timber, you got to get one of these. And I can't wait to see what they do with Junkyard. Because Junkyard, the sculpt is not going to... Timber has a lot of this fur that, it obviously doesn't hide the points of articulation, but it does give the eye something to look at other than the points of articulation. Whereas Junkyard is going to be a little harder to get looking sleek and natural. So I'm curious to see how they handle that one. But this is all sort of an off-white. Matter of fact, he's almost the same color as the movie Storm Shadow, which is fine for a wolf, not so good for a ninja. But just the sculpt is fantastic. The articulation, you can see, and we'll do a comparison right now. You can see, look at this. I've got this wolf, this canine, in a seated position, almost perfectly. It's absolutely amazing. So you can see these two together. Obviously same sculpt, but very, very different animals. And I guess it's time to take a look at I'll run through the articulation just a little bit, just in case you didn't watch the Alpha Commandos review. You can see those are ball-jointed shoulders and hips on there. The range is just unbelievable. You've got a swivel, you've got a pivot there, and then on the paw, it's articulated just like a humanoid foot. There's a peg going into the front of the paw, so you have that same articulation. The tail, you already saw me messing with that. It's got a pivot and a swivel. The torso has an ab joint that is very functional. Lots of movement there. And then the head also, I mean, this is incredible. This timber, I'm trying to remember what year the Alpha Commandos set came out. If it was last year or this year, whatever year it was, that timber is very possibly the figure of the year for me. So yeah, I mean, you can do basically anything with this wolf. It's just a unbelievable figure. So let's take a look at the accessories that came with these guys. We got this cool locker, like I said. I'm gonna open this up, and I'll, if I keep the box, I'll probably break the box down, and I will break this down and just stick it inside the box. Oh, okay. Interesting. So here's our bit of legalese that we don't need. We've got stuff wrapped up in a little paper bag. Is it sealed? So I'm going to have to tear this. Yeah, that's pressure sealed, it looks like. So we do have to tear that open to get the goodies out. So there's a ton of accessories in there. We'll set these aside for the moment. We have an alternate angry head for Timber, which is probably the one I'm going to use on this one, because this is going to be Action Timber, or Timber Junior, I don't know. But they're both going to be displayed because they're both fantastic. I might need to heat this up a little bit before I put it on, because it's going to be tough to get the right angle. There we go. I think it's still not quite on there. Nope. All right, yeah, I'm going to need some heat on that. But anyway, I'm going to go with the angry portrait for this Timber. Let's set that aside. And then we have the scarf, which is the same scarf that came with Stalker. It's fine that matter of fact, it's still, from my Stalker review, it's still sitting right over here. I don't care for it, but I think it's fine that the figures come with it. And it's a real world thing, so whatever. Look at that. The magazine pops out of there. This is a very interesting looking. That's cool. And you've got the hole in the front. If you get some blast effects you can use. That's awesome. We've got an alternate hand, a chopping hand for Snake Eyes. And the throwing star hand. I think both of those came with the 00 Snake Eyes. But it's good to see them again. Interchangeable hands are a good thing. You've got, of course, Snake Eyes' signature Uzi. The magazine is not removable, but it looks great. And because this is an older model, again, I believe from the 00 Snake Eyes, does not have the hole in the front for blast effects. Although if they had a blast effect with a hollow out, you could slide it on the front, which would be a solution there. And then, of course, you've got your suppressor. Goes right on there. Or on the pistol, I believe. Because that will go into the holster there. I love this, the way that they've designed these. We've got this pistol goes right into the holster, and then your suppressor slides right into the front there. And it's so practical, but it also just looks cool. And then a knife, cool looking ninja-ish combat knife that is going to go right into that sheath on the leg. And I mean, just look at the detail on that sheath. Just the shape of it, the sculpt. I love the painted clips here. Just fantastic job this team is doing with this stuff. All right. What else have we got? We've got pieces of cardboard that are keeping longer items from getting bent up, which again was one of my biggest complaints with those stupid plastic trays that action figures still are packed in most cases. Oh, weird. Okay, so this is the Alley Viper's gun, isn't it? Because both of the, what a weird thing. Okay, so I think all three of these are the Alley Viper's weapons, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it. I would love to put some line on that grappling hook. I might do that. I just need to find something that's not just like sewing thread. I want something a little more substantial. But anyway, yeah, I believe those are the Alley Viper's weapons there. And you can see just cool looking rifle with a removable magazine. Goes right back in there. And then your grapple gun. Very cool. And finally, our last item, Snake Eyes signature sword. Which actually, I love that this is steel colored, like they painted it. We've got a paint app on there that's not just that glossy black. Looks fantastic. And that goes into our scabbard, which I didn't look at. Nicely detailed. Almost a little too much, to be honest. That goes right in there. And then that pegs into a hole in the figure's back. So you've got, there you go. Great looking Snake Eyes. And I'm going to try this one more time just to see if we can wrap the video up with that head in place. And that's a no. I'm going to need to heat it up. But fantastic timber. Great Snake Eyes. Good set. If you didn't get the Alpha Commandos, if you just want cool looking figures, I would guess before the holidays. I don't know what it is on Amazon right now. You can click the link in our comments or whatever down there and check out what the price is. Bookmark it though, because I would be willing to bet before the end of the year you can probably get this set for $30-$35, and you definitely should because it's great. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, check out Audible Interlude, a G.I. Joe podcast, and as always,
smash that like button if you like Needless Things.